Hey there, if you're a creator, a publisher, anyone looking to earn money with your content on Google's network, then this one's for you. We are about to dive into the Google Publisher Policies. Think of them as the official rules of the road that can seriously make or break your whole monetization strategy. So let's get right into it.
You know, when you boil it all down, this whole thing is about one word: trust. Being able to earn money from your content is what keeps a huge part of the internet free and open for everybody. But for that whole system to actually work, everyone, and that means you, the advertisers, and Google, has to be able to trust it.
So whether you're just getting your site off the ground or you've been at this for years, really getting a handle on these policies is, well, it's just not optional. But don't worry, we're going to walk through it together and make it super simple and clear.
We've broken it all down into 6 main parts. We'll start with the why, the foundation of trust. Then we'll get into the real nitty-gritty: what content is off limits, how ads should behave, privacy, and we'll wrap up with your part in this whole big picture.
Okay, first up, the foundation of trust. Now, it's easy to look at these policies as just a long list of don'ts, but they're really more like building codes for a safe, valuable, and trustworthy digital neighborhood, one that's good for users, advertisers, and of course, for you.
And honestly, Google's own policy document says it best. Maintaining trust in the ads ecosystem requires setting limits on what we will monetize. See, this isn't about trying to limit your creativity. It's all about protecting the entire system so that amazing, high-quality content like yours can keep thriving. So, with that idea of trust as our starting point, let's jump into what's probably the most critical section for any creator: the stuff you absolutely cannot monetize. We're going to cover the big no-go zones you have to be aware of. First on the list is dangerous or derogatory content. This one is so important. It's really about protecting people, especially those from marginalized groups, from real-world harm. It makes sure that monetized content never, ever becomes a platform for hate or harassment. And they are super specific about this. We're talking about content that promotes hate groups or singles out an individual for bullying or abuse. Anything that threatens harm or is made by or supports terrorist organizations. There's really no gray area here. Next up, honesty. Misrepresentative content. This policy is all about authenticity. Your content just can't pretend to be something it's not. It can't be built on a foundation of trying to trick people. And this one covers a lot of ground. It could be anything from impersonating another person or brand to promoting bogus health claims that go against scientific fact, like a lot of anti-vaccine stuff. It also includes those sketchy get-rich-quick schemes, and of course, spreading lies about how to vote. Basically, if your content is built on a lie, it's a no-go. This next one is pretty interesting. Your content can't be a how-to guide for being dishonest. So if what you're creating helps someone cheat on a test, or hack into a system, or spy on someone, it's out of bounds. The examples here make it really clear. We're talking about selling fake passports or diplomas, promoting hacking software, selling devices that get around copyright protection, or even showing people how to use spyware to track someone without them knowing. All of that falls under enabling dishonest behavior.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the content itself. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the ads and the user experience. Because it's not just about what you publish, it's also about how the ads show up next to it.
And here is the one guiding principle you need to remember for all of this. Ads should be there to support and enhance the experience for your user, not get in the way or trick them or just make your page impossible to use. This little chart lays it out perfectly. The idea is to place ads alongside your amazing content, not slap them on top of it. Put them on pages that have real, valuable information, not on empty pages or pages you just copied from somewhere else. And finally, make sure it's always obvious that the ad is part of your site, not some random thing popping up out of nowhere. All right, let's talk about something that is more important now than it has ever been: user privacy. As a publisher, you have a really direct responsibility to protect the data of every single person who visits your site or uses your app. One of the biggest privacy rules is that you can't use personalized ads based on super sensitive information. This means things like someone's health history, their race, their religion, or their sexual orientation. This is all about preventing discrimination and protecting people who might be in a vulnerable position. And here's your simple action plan. 1. You must have a clear privacy policy. 2. You have to disclose how you use any data you get from Google products. And 3. To make things a little easier, you can just link to Google's own How We Use Data page. That can help you stay compliant. It's all about being transparent with your audience.
Okay, we are on to our final set of rules. This section is all about the technical health and quality of your site or app. You can think of this as just, keeping our digital neighborhood clean and safe from a tech point of view.
This part's pretty straightforward. No malware, obviously. No abusive ad experiences like those annoying pop-ups you can't close. Don't use spammy tricks that try to fool search engines. And finally, you should use something called an ads.txt file. It's just a simple text file that tells the world who is actually allowed to sell ads on your site. It's a huge tool in fighting fraud and protecting your own money.
Whew, we have covered a ton of ground. So now let's kind of zoom back out and bring it all together by talking about your role in this huge interconnected ecosystem.
And look at that, we're coming full circle, right back to the mission we talked about at the very beginning. Your work, your content. It's a critical piece of what makes the internet, well, work. These policies are here to protect that value, not to take away from it.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. This isn't just about checking off a bunch of boxes so you don't get a policy violation. It's about building a real, long-term, sustainable business that your audience trusts, that advertisers want to be a part of, and that you can be truly proud of.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is your content helping build a better web? Because by following these rules, you're not just protecting your own bottom line, you're actively making the entire internet a healthier, more trustworthy place for every single one of us. Thanks so much for watching.